I look no further than Hollywood. When you're no longer in the chair and you don't have the big job, once you leave the building, nobody cares. Nobody gives a crap that you were there, because there's your mind moves on to the next thing anyway. So his influence over the party is overstated. That's my opinion. And then secondly, there's always someone there to take your place. There's always someone who wanted the job and wants it so badly that they essentially kind of erase you from the popular lexicon. So I just wish that folks would understand that his this whole effect he will have on the Republican Party and on America's Congress. No, you kind of slip away. You really do. Johnny Carson went and played tennis in Malibu. Seinfeld even became more of an emeritus kind of like comedian, and once he was off the show, it's not like they affect the everyday and drive the everyday pop culture. And I think politics is the same way. Once you're gone, you're gone. So everybody just do your own thing. Don't worry about this guy. Once he's gone, he's gone. So stand up, have a conscience. That's a bold prediction, actually. And this is just a year from now. You and I will share this moment, reshare it, and you'll say, Brian,
that he'll be gone.
You are so wrong.
We'll see. Like, I think the audience right now is processing your prediction, and again, it is bold. No, not a lot of people are predicting that in a year Trump isn't going to be a significant factor in the Republican Party. And my gut reaction would be, well, but Trump is doing all of this planning, like him and his kids, they're getting ready. They're going to take over the RNC here, and then he's going to be in charge of the NRA, and they're going to be spooling up for a presidential run. They're ready. They're not going to be irrelevant because they're ready. But the thing is, apparently behind the scenes, Trump is not necessarily in this like house of cards planning the next 7 steps sort of phase. At least as a result, or I'm saying this as a result of this bit of insider information about what he's actually focused on a day-to-day basis today.
This person said the president basically has, 75 versions of the exact same conversation every single day with whoever walks in to the Oval Office. You cannot get him to focus on the topic at hand, and the only variation is whatever sort of new conspiracy theory he has seen on Newsmax or OAN or has been brought to him by an ally who believes in this stuff or at least wants to encourage the president. And that's where he is right now. So he is sort of stuck somewhere in stages of grief and acceptance purgatory and not really moving on.
Like, I know for some of the audience, they're like, I don't care what Trump is thinking, and I get that, I do get that. But like, I've been really wondering, does he actually think he has a chance, or is he just doing this as a facade while he, does his Machiavellian stuff behind the scenes? That would seem to indicate, no, he really thinks he's still gonna be president or has a good chance. He really, like someone described him, I think it was Mary Trump, described him as the only person who can successfully gaslight himself. And maybe he has, maybe this is evidence of that.
We will never hear from him again as a candidate. He will fade away. He is constructing this sort of legacy of his right now, where he will always be the wronged victim. He will live out the rest of his days as a victim. And he will never, ever subject himself to the risk of losing again. He will never do that. I hope he does run again, because it would just be like a defeat, even double the size that it is now. The threat of him coming back is way worse than the one that we're enduring now. His presence now is like Trump light. Can you imagine the guy in 4 years occupying the White House? I mean, nothing would rally the base more. And anyone. I mean, so he will fade away. He will spit into a bucket on a front porch in Mar-a-Lago, and he will bitch and moan about, and to anyone who will listen, and and his rocking chair will just sort of go and go and go to the end of his days. But he can go on OAN and all of these other French places, but even the media machine, it's just, all they want is money too, and at some point, they want to go on to the next superstar, whoever that's going to be. So My prediction is the guy just fades away, kind of like, we'll always, like, whatever happened to that guy? Because that's what people say about me. So that's what I believe.
You want that for your own worst enemy. Okay, well, someone in the audience, remind us in 1 year, please. Whatever the date is, just next year, we'll find out.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.